Hey guys, welcome. We're gonna do another stream. I see we have quite a bit of viewers already. Nice. I was just having 2 minutes of silence because that's a thing here in the Netherlands. Today they have 2 minutes of silence at 8 p.m. to remember the people who died in the Second World War. And since I normally stream at 8 p.m. I thought, you know, let's just start at 8:2 p.m. Anyway, welcome. We're gonna do some more sound design today, I think. At least I just wanna experiment a bit, just try and make some sounds. I've been working on the track that I started in the last stream, which I think I should still post. Just like usual, you guys know it by now. I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to posting my streams, but I told in the last stream if I forget to post the stream that I did on my YouTube channel, you can always go to my Discord server. The link is in the description below the stream, and in my Discord server you can always find the link to the actual live stream. So even if it's not posted yet, it's just unlisted, but it's still there. So you can, if you have the link, you can actually watch it. It's always in the announcement tab of the Discord server. So if you want to see the live streams, just make sure that you're part of the Discord community, and then you can always see it. Yeah, so we're just gonna do some sound design today, I guess, and see if we can maybe start a track. Who knows? If you have any ideas, or if you want to see me do something particular, just let me know, and I'll try and do it. Hey, welcome, Poet. Welcome to the stream. I've only got some drums right now. Just really simple. That's all. And hey, Split HD, welcome back. Good to see you back as well. So guys, if you have any idea what, or any request, I have to say, if you have any request of something you want to see me make, then let me know. Bass design with Serum. Yeah, we can do that. I mean, we can do that, or we can just start with a Reese. I usually prefer starting with a Reese. I don't know, it has, I guess it has a bit more harmonic content than using something like that massive wavetable. abstractive. Well, I'm gonna say abstract. Abstract neuro with some weird acid bases, or don't have the vibe for this. And hello, welcome to the stream, by the way. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream. I can throw in an acid base. Actually, let's try that out. So I've also got some sidechain set up, actually. I can turn it off right now, so that you don't really hear the sidechain. Let's think of a pattern. I'm gonna make it a little bit of a plucky sound right now, so that at least I can hear a bit what the rhythm is. I mean, that could work. Sinusoid. Okay, I'll try to remember it, but don't shoot me if I can't. Let's see what we're gonna do. I guess I'll go with the Moog ones. Hey, thanks. That would be great if everybody can like. Anyone as well, if anybody of you is new here, check out the link in the description, or just if you're on Twitch, check out the link below the stream. That's an invite link to my Discord community, and there we talk about music production. Would be great if you guys can join. So just check it out. Would be great. Now we can start with a saw wave, but we can also start with a square wave, actually. Actually, I think I'm gonna start with square wave. We might be able to do something with that. That could already be something interesting. Let's see what happens if we put some distortion on that, actually. Yeah, it's sounding pretty interesting actually. Let's see how the groove sounds with the drums. That's always interesting. And now I should probably turn the sidechain back on. I mean, it could work. It's a little dirty. I mean, it needs to be cleaned up a little bit somehow. Not sure how yet, but we'll see. I mean, I guess. I mean, I'll see how to do that. I'll probably leave it at just one oscillator. Maybe have a little sub going underneath. Should drop that as well. I mean, then I could probably high pass the other layer. Let's see. Do you create sidechain for kick and snare together or just for the kick? No, for kick and snare together right now. I basically just have one short noise sample right here. And I just have these notes right here that are pretty much in the same spot as the kick and snare. And that pretty much takes care of the sidechain. So you can see it. See, it's pretty much just everywhere where there's a kick and snare. Just adding a little bit of stereo width. Just a very tiny amount actually. And I mean, this would probably have to be distorted quite a bit, because it sounds pretty weak right now. I wonder if we can get something heavy out of this, but we'll see. Let's put an isotope trash on here. Let's see what happens if we distort it. Try combs as the second filter next. I can do that if isotope trash has been loaded. Let's see. Comb filter, you said. I was using the high pass filter here, but it's not really. Oh, I wasn't really even using it. So, the combs one is pretty interesting. Can I turn my DAW up a bit? Sure. It's probably. Let's see. I mean, I've already, that's up quite high. Let me check. Let's see, where does Ableton come in? Okay. That should be a little louder now. So that comb filter does some really weird stuff right now. Let's try one of these combs. Let's see what that does. Not a big fan of these right now. Not on this sound at least. Let's just see what happens if we distort this quite a bit. I'm gonna put another EQ in front of it, and with this one I can make the fundamental a bit less loud, so that it's not gonna trigger the distortion that hard actually. And now we would have to put another EQ after that, because it's getting really muddy in the mid frequencies over here. And I mean, it's a little bit muddy in general. But it's not too bad. I've had worse. Yeah, or like that. It's getting somewhere. I kind of like that thing where, let's see if I can emphasize that certain part. It's this note right here. That one. Which happens right around here, I think. That's interesting. Okay, let's just keep it at that. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Looks pretty shit. And there's an ice cream truck right now outside. Well, it's not that shit actually. It's just that this last part, where the higher frequency bit comes in. Anyone fancy an ice cream? It's just where the higher frequency bit comes in. It becomes a little louder there. We can easily solve that. Let's just add a compressor. And short release, short attack and long release. And then just bring the threshold all the way down. Add a little fade in there, and let me freeze that again. Well, actually, ice cream wouldn't be too bad. That's a good thing to say, because it's the weather turned pretty good outside here, so it's a little better now. I would say I want to compress it a little bit more. And I'm actually gonna bring the sub down even more. So let's just create a low shelf. It's a little better. It's still a little bit muddy, a little bit, I'm not too sure about it, but we can probably fix that later on by doing some notch filtering or something like that. Let's add one final touch to make it nice and loud. Just a little tube here. You can hear how loud that sub is. Let's do some ice cream bass. I mean, if I freeze and flatten this now, it's gonna be much louder. Yeah, like I said, that's more something we can work with. Something that has a nice even volume all the way throughout. What I would do now most... Yo, what up, Net Sucks? Welcome to the stream. Tight Bass says, carve out the sub with the bell after the camel fatty. Sure, that's something we can do. I mean, this is all how do you say it? This is all stuff we shouldn't really be doing right now. The thing is that I just wanted to do is bring the sub down at least a little bit, because it was just really way too loud. Just bring it down a little bit so that the file that we make is a little bit better to resample afterwards. If I would have not done the bringing down the sub in the EQ, if I wouldn't have done that, then this file would most likely be pretty much unusable. And I would most likely resample this, maybe with a sampler, and just see what I can make from it. And then after that has been done, then usually I'll try and find out what I need to do to make it fit in the track. But to make that decision, you gotta have a part of the track first, otherwise you can't really make the decision. So I don't really bother too much with it. I just globally brought the sub down a bit to make sure that it's a little bit closer to what it should be. It's not there yet, but that should be something to figure out later. What skin is that? This is a this actually I can show you guys. I'm working on this skin right now. As you can see right here in the options, I've got a skin called Dark Artifacts. I have another one which is a little bit too dark, so I started working on a new one, and I really like this one. It's mostly green and dark gray, and it's pretty much a skin that I've been working on right now. I'm not completely done with it yet, but when it's done I'll probably put it out on my YouTube channel or something, and I'll share it on my social media for you guys to grab. It's actually just the default dark skin right here, the dark one that comes with the Ableton Live 10, and I just changed all the colors because well, I left the gray color the same, I think. I just didn't like the yellow that was part of that skin. If I switch to here, you can see it, that yellow orangey color, and by default it's like that. First of all, I think that it's too bright. I don't know, I work a lot in the evening, so I like my skins to be a little darker. But I don't like the yellow orangey buttons everywhere, so I just started working on a different one that turns those all to green. And the best thing is that matches what my PC looks like, because currently my PC looks green as well. So black and green, and dark gray and green. So I guess that that fits, and I just make my tracks green as well, you know, just for the aesthetics, I guess. Let me make another MIDI track. Let's put that file in the MIDI track. I'm gonna turn this into a sampler though, because that gives us a little bit more options. And I can just take the original clip if I want. The note here is G3. I mean, that already sounds pretty interesting. I probably want to change some notes here, but that quick burst that happens, that one, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, the other notes don't really sound that cool, but it's a pity you can't use it, because you don't use Ableton. Is that why? Oh boy, that actually sounds pretty interesting. It sounds interesting, doesn't really work rhythmically, but we can make it work. And I can always try out different drum patterns. Usually what I'll do actually is take these MIDI clips and just make them short like this, so that it's pretty easy, because then I can just select the kick and snare sample together with the MIDI clip together. So let's say I want to change the kick, then I can just take this and just move that around together with the MIDI clip, so that I can change the sidechain at the same time. That usually works pretty well. And I can always start changing the pattern in here. What the fuck was that? Or I can set up a loop point. Usually that's actually what I do. Just take a loop, give it a little crossfade, not too much, just a little. Let's see how it sounds if we do some pitch bends. One voice. Let's go to the pitch tab here and let's set up a glide. Sounds a little deep. Whoa, what's that? What's that? I've got a machine gun over here. Interesting. Doesn't really work, but interesting. I mean, it does. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't work, but it's definitely an interesting one. I'm not sure. Let's reverse this one. sounds interesting. Yeah, it's getting a little interesting right now. That sounds interesting. I mean, what I'm doing, I'm pretty much trying to get different versions of the same sound, and it all comes from the same. I mean, that sounds really loud right now. This one isn't that loud, but that's because I should do that. Still not loud, but that's because of this one. And it becomes a little bit louder again. That turns it into something different. I mean, that pitch envelope really changes the sound right now. I mean, that pitch envelope really makes or breaks the movement in this patch. Here it sounds a little weird. Nowadays I'm experimenting probably with cutting out bits from the bass and time stretch and change their warp and pitch and then put them together. You can get some really crazy stuff out of it. Yeah, probably. I might throw this bit into a some of these into the Granular tool that comes with Max for Live later on in this stream. And actually we can go to full screen. That makes the stream a little bit more beautiful to watch. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Chris. The machine gun after the 2 minutes of silence. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that was a little bit out of place right there. I'm still waiting for my new vaporizer, guys, but it's being sent pretty soon. It's in the post office in China. So, but it might take a little while. Hey Mozzie, welcome to the stream. Loving the new layout. Thanks. I've been yeah, I've added a little bit of updated touch to the live streams. I think it looks pretty alright as well. Actually, I didn't have a choice what I went for. I won it. So what was pretty fun actually. I sent a message about my new vape that I bought, which is the Aspire Speeder Kit with the Revo tank. I'm really happy with the Aspire stuff, by the way. You might know what I used before, that I used Smog, and that I had some issues with it. So after that I went to Aspire, and since then I've been using Aspire, and it's just been really good. So I bought the Speeder Kit, and I had a question about the coils from the new tank that came with it. So I tweeted them, and or I sent them a DM, I think, just asking them about if they were gonna release some different coils for it, if they were working on something like that. And they sent me a message back and saying like, yeah, we're working on some other coils and some other ideas for it. Have you seen our latest competition? And I'm like, no. So I go to their last tweet, and they're like, yeah, we have a new mod. It's the FeedLink mod, and that's one of those squonk mods. So it has like an additional, well, pretty much a bottle of liquid inside of the mod itself, which you can squeeze, and then it just squeezes the liquid right into the tank. So that's pretty smart, because you know, the laws of the European Union with the tanks are that they cannot be bigger than 2 milliliters, and 2 milliliters isn't really that much. Let's be honest. That's like, I'm filling the thing the entire fucking day. And so they pretty much solved it by putting a little bottle or reservoir, or however you want to call it, inside of the device itself. So you fill that and you just squeeze it, and it just goes right into the tank. Pretty smart. But I won it. And the day after, I walked out of the dentist office, and I looked at my phone and I saw that I won. So I sent them my address, and they're now sending it over to me. So obviously, even though Aspire is an American brand, I think, but just like all the other brands, pretty much, they're all fabricated in China. So it's being sent over to me from China. So it's gonna take a little while. They already said that, but I'm fine with that. Yeah, it takes really long. I know, but no, I don't use rebuildables right now, just because I can't be arsed to really deal with it, to be honest. But so far, the coils from this one, I have to say, they work pretty good. I have not had any issues. The coil life so far is pretty good. I'm doing more than a week with one coil, and I tend to like a little bit of the sweeter juices, so they kind of take down the coil life. On the old Smog coils, I was going through coils like a couple of days. That was like crazy. It was really crazy. These ones go like, depending on the juice I use, they go like I don't know, a week to 2 weeks, which is pretty alright. I've seen better, but
Riggedy wrecked, son!
Thanks for the follow. Can you please stream lower resolution also? I'll have to figure out how I can do that. I'm not sure, actually. I think it's a feature in Twitch, but I'm not sure. Maybe I need to turn it on. Yeah, I mean, I live in the Netherlands, so my internet is pretty fast, so but if anybody knows how I can do that, then let me know. I'm not that smart when it comes to Twitch. I usually stream on YouTube, so hey, yeah, I saw your comment. I still need to post the previous stream, but like like I said in the last stream as well, if you want to see my stream and I'm being...
Riggedy wrecked, son!
Thanks, Masi, for the follow. If you want to see my streams and I've been lazy and not posted the last one yet on my YouTube channel, check out my Discord server. In the announcements tab, there's always a link to my last stream, and you can always find it back. It's just unlisted, so it's not on private, it's unlisted, so if you have the link, you can watch it. It's just not posted. I just haven't had the time or wanted to make a thumbnail yet and post it. That's pretty much it, but you can always watch it, so just go to my Discord server, check out the announcements tab, and find the last stream there. You can always check it that way. So, what do we have? Yeah. I mean, that's pretty fun.
Riggedy wrecked, son!
Thanks, no LGX for the follow. And the other one, by the way, was 5 Ara. Whatever you say it. Sara? 5 Ara? I don't know. Welcome. Thanks for the follows. Bum bum. I like the first part. I like the first part here. I'm not too sure about the last part here. Let me do this. I'm gonna make a duplicate of this one. And then I can change the start position here. And I might want to give them some overlap so that I can fade them across each other if I resample them. I'm just gonna do that so that we don't hear that part, but the note actually starts there. So let's see. And now I can start playing with the sample. And let's not reverse this one. Let's see what happens. I think I like the reversed one better. Interesting. I'm doing good, trending videos. Welcome to the stream. Mate, I just explained to you where the last stream is and how you can see it. If you want to see my last stream, and I have been lazy and have not posted it yet, go to my Discord community, check out the announcement tab, and there's a link to my latest stream. It's always on my channel, but it's unlisted until I have had time to make the thumbnail and post it, and you can always go there and watch it. So actually, this one works better. That one works very good, actually. I think yeah, no problem, man. No problem. I think on this higher note, the noise that's on top, I kind of like want to make that stronger. So I think maybe if I split this one up in frequency bands, I can make that noise a little bit stronger on that particular part. I think if that noise is a lot heavier, then it's definitely going to work out very well. Let's see. I can take the multiband dynamics. And let's group that. Let's make 3 chains. Let's just put a compressor on this and compress the hell out of it. Hey, welcome Liquid Acoustics. I'm doing pretty good, actually. How are you? Maybe we should just have to distort it right there. Let's just see what that compressor actually does. Let's add a little bit of distortion. Let's take isotope trash. And I'll put it on the high frequencies here. I guess I'll put this trash before the rack, because that way it'll affect everything. I'm only paying attention to the, let's see, I can actually automate the dry wet so that it only adds distortion in the part where I want it, which is here on the higher note. So right there I want to have some more distortion. See where that higher note comes in. And it should really only affect the high frequencies, but I'll see if I can make this work. I can also, that might actually be easier, layer another sound on top of it with the same rhythm. That's also something I could do. Just to reinforce those parts. That might be another idea. If I do it this way, I would probably have to take the sub down here. It's already a bit better. Now something I always try out when I have a little bit of a groove going is zooming in a bit and just taking the MIDI clips and just offset them with like 1/16th note and just see how that sounds. See that the groove sounds a little weird, but it could work as well. Same thing, just move it 2/16th notes, so 1/8th note to the right. Just to see what that does to the actual groove, and sometimes it actually just makes a huge difference. Just to check what it does. I mean, this actually sounds pretty cool as well. I would have to freeze it and flatten it and chop out the part that doesn't sound good, so that part. I actually like that. That groove sounds pretty damn interesting. So pretty much this groove in particular sounds interesting right now. That high note is a bum knot, bro. Which one do you mean? This one? That one? Or this one? I mean, that gives it a nice effect as well. You can just use that higher note to make it different from the other one. So and depending on how long I make it, sounds a bit too distorted. Yeah, it's pretty distorted. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I'm just playing around here. We can always tone it down. Let me get rid of that automation. I probably want to repeat this part. And then take out that last one, fill this up with a different sound, then I can play with a pitch bend maybe. Let's set this to 12 semitones, I guess. That last one really sounds nice. That speeding up really does a nice job. and I'm listening closely to the actual movement. Like when I have it right here, and especially if you listen to it with a metronome, I think you can hear if the movement is in time with the metronome, and especially the end of it is really important. Like the thing that this patch does, it's clearly there's like an oscillating movement, right? There's clearly something that loops itself. I mean, especially if I hold a note. Let's go here. That's really low. See, it's clearly that there's something that loops itself. So when you do these pitch bends, you should really pay attention to how it ends. So now it ends going up in the movement. And if I bring this further in, see, it starts now with more of a sustained tone. Let's try a bigger range. Let's try 24. I'm gonna do it with a 12 semitone range. I think that sounds better. I'm just gonna do what I had before, which was this, I think. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I really like the movement and how it sounds right here. And I can always do something like that to shape the end. And I might actually just layer another sound on the tail of that to fade into the next thing. We would have to figure out what to do here in the end phrase though. Maybe even do this. Let's see. That's interesting. Now we have a double higher note. And that can work as well. Could also work here. And then here I probably want to do something different. You doubt this will work, but maybe try to vocode the bass to give it some characteristics. I'm not a big fan of vocoders. I don't know why, but I'm just not a big fan of the sound of it. Damn. Especially the Ableton vocoder. I'm just really not a big fan of it. I'll try it out on this other layer and see what it does. See, I never really used this thing even. I mean, if I distort the crap out of that. Whoa. I'm just seeing what this actually does right now. Man, I actually have quite a bit of Russian viewers, because every week, week in, week out, I see so many of you guys here. Greetings back to Russia. I mean, I'm glad you guys are watching, actually. And I mean, you guys have quite a bit of Neurofunk people, so I mean, that's probably why. The genre is doing quite good in Russia, I think, actually. Need some woolulululu. Yeah, might need that. I don't even have the sample here, so not that I'm gonna try it out though. Let's just get rid of everything that we have right there, so we just have this one now. I should probably just record this somehow. I'm gonna take that. When you make these kind of non-re spaces, is it just a matter of adjusting note length, sample start, loop length, and portamento amount to fit the groove? Well, it's actually just a little bit of everything. It's actually just whatever works, works. That's pretty much it. I really don't care. You know, I really don't care what I need to do to come to something that sounds interesting. You know, as long as it works. That's pretty much it. And how I get there, I really don't care. I mean, it's interesting to know, and that's obviously something that I would always try and find out, like why something happens, and after a while you get the hang of what works and what doesn't. So everything comes together a little bit easier. Like a few years back, I was using the exact same techniques, like throwing a sample in a sampler and using it this way to come up with an interesting groove. But I would never come up with something that has a groove like this. It will always sound, it would always turn out pretty still, pretty, well, not really interesting. And fast forward now a couple of years, I'm still using the same techniques. I've just gotten much better at it, pretty much. And yeah, whatever works, works, pretty much. So just go crazy, just experiment. That's all I'll have to say. So I think I'm just gonna record whatever comes out of this track. And I'm gonna record it in this audio track. Should be able to do it right now. Let's see if this works. Aight, that works. So let's do this. Actually, it's a little bit annoying with the sidechaining turned on. Let me turn that off. That makes it a little bit easier to do. So I'm gonna try and come up with some interesting movements and some interesting things coming from the same patch. So I can take that and just, you know, take the audio and just chop out the part that sounds nice and just put it in this gap right here. And maybe even find a part that I can use to fill out some other places that might need to be filled up. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I just want to try and make some interesting parts right now. So let's go. So what I'm doing right here is I'm playing that first note, that interesting, that one. But while that first part is playing, I'm taking the pitch wheel and I'm pulling it back, so I'm pulling it down, and that kind of like extends that note and makes it lower in pitch. Gives it a pretty interesting effect. So we'll just take that. I mean, that's some audio. I can just take this. And that's quite a bit of audio here. And I probably want to do some other stuff later with the Granular device. See if we can come up with some interesting stuff that way. You are a good teacher. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Should be filling this thing up right now. Don't want to get a burnt taste in my mouth. So I always need to check to keep the thing filled up. Just like that. So what can we do with this? Now, I can just try and find something that works for the end right here. I can just take a little gap and just go through here. I mean, and that kind of works. I can delete this one. I'm looking at this clip and the notes don't align with the grid, but that's not the one I should be looking at. I should be looking at this one. I mean, that kind of works on the end. But I can always go through and find something else. See, these bits are pretty cool for maybe just to use very quickly. That one can work as well. And you can always try it out in reverse. So I'm gonna take this part, I'm gonna replace it for something else. Bum, 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 bum. And this one is warped, so let's try this out. Let's pitch this up an octave. That sounds pretty neat. Let's do 13 semitones. I think I actually like it on the normal complex mode. It gives it a little bit more of a I don't know, a noisy tone. It's pretty cool actually. I do like it more on 12. Interesting. Let's try 24. That's a little bit weird. I think the 12 one works though. Yeah, that works. Let's see if I want to change this one up slightly. That works better. That's a wonky bass line. Yeah, it is actually. It's turned out pretty interesting. It's actually one of the better ones so far that I've done with a sampler and actually taking a sample. Is that long file you're editing at the end of the phrase warped? This file is indeed warped right here. So I'm stretching it. I'm pitching it up 12 semitones for this part, just the highlighted one right now. So that one. This is actually just at the regular pitch. It's warped though, but it's not really doing much because it's at the regular pitch. It's just recorded in, and that turns warping on by default. It's not really doing much though. So, and this end part is also not warped, so that gives it the that sucking effect that sucks you back into the first hit. That's over here. But that one in the middle here is actually stretched. It's pretty interesting. I'm gonna try giving some more noise to that particular one. So let's go here. Let's add a bit of noise. Yeah, the chat has a little bit of lag. That's right. But I have to do that, otherwise YouTube will act all weird. I mean, maybe they fixed it by now, but few weeks, no, maybe even more than a month back, I was having issues with the stream, and I figured out that it was because the lag was too little, and Twitch would work just fine, but YouTube would completely crap out. It would just, people would just not been able to watch the stream because of lagging and buffering issues and stuff like that. And when I upped the lag between the chat and, well, basically the lag of the stream, when I upped that, YouTube then worked perfectly fine again. So I just upped the lag to, what is it, like 30 seconds or something like that. I mean, I would rather not have that lag, but, you know, it's not too bad. We can deal with it. Yo, Yashar, welcome to the stream. Let's see. I'm gonna start layering some sounds in here and see if I can spice it up a bit. So, what do we have here? I've got some new sample packs here. Not sure if they will be usable for now. That might be really loud. Let me bring that down a bit. See, that kind of stuff can be pretty interesting, actually. And just bring that in. Let me make that a little bit bigger. That one's pretty interesting. It kind of works on the first hit. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, you have to fix that as soon as possible. You don't wanna get viruses. You don't understand much of what I'm saying, but stay on YouTube, bro. Cool. Yeah, I will always stay on YouTube. Don't be afraid. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just using Twitch as a backup stream so that when YouTube does not work or something goes wrong with the stream, I can always forward my viewers to the other stream so that you can always watch it. Because there's a very little chance that both platforms don't work at the same time. So that's just why I do it. And I mean, I do like Twitch. It's just that most of my audience is on YouTube, so it doesn't really make too much sense for me to stream on Twitch alone. I've done it a couple of times, but I was just not getting the amount of viewers that I get normally. So that's why I just stream on both at the same time. I mean, why not? Content comes first. Yeah, I guess. I mean, this sound could actually work. Just using it probably in a second half of a drop or something like that, just to add a little variation. So let's say we have this going. Okay, that was not supposed to happen. Probably the pitch bend. See, that could work, something like that. Actually, Matthews did something like that with a cowbell on his last EP. I think he actually placed it right there. That's what he did. He took a cowbell and just placed it right there. I think he had the main kick like this though, so more like that. That's what Matthews did on his last album. I'm not sure which track though, but sounded pretty cool. And that's just because I'm doing it right now and it actually sounds a little bit similar to what he did, but you shouldn't be too bothered with something like that. As long as it sounds good, that's all that matters. Thank you, Thomas. You hate me. Oh, actually, you did a super message. Yeah, good job for you, man. Because you're an idiot. Why is it that my alerts don't show up? Let's see. I'm actually gonna go in here real quick and just see if I can see that. Maybe they updated the alerts. Let's see. Super chat. It is enabled. It's really strange. Last few streams, I think the last two streams, the Streamlabs alerts don't show up in the stream. I'm not sure why. Yeah, that money is gonna go to me. Don't you worry. I mean, it's not that much. It's like it's 3 English pounds. Okay, so that's good. That's more than 3 euros. But I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at the I'm looking at the back panel of the Streamlabs thingy, the stream alerts. Oh, it did show up on chat and in the chat and on screen. Okay, that's good. I just didn't hear anything. Ah, because the sound is all the way down. That's probably why. Let me bring that up. Okay, that's it for the super chat. Now let's see if the donation settings are different as well. They probably are. Yeah. Really weird. Probably happened since the update of the Streamlabs software, but I'm just quickly bringing it all back to what it should be. Text to speech enabled. Okay, that's good. Now it should be better again. It's really weird. Really weird. Every now and then when I'm not using the default OBS software. I'm using the Streamlabs OBS software, which is pretty great because it has the chat integrated in the software. It has and it has all the Streamlabs alerts integrated in the software as well, which is pretty great. But every now and then when you update the software, it's still in beta mode, I think. And every time you update it, it sometimes resets your settings, and it's pretty annoying. I guess that's what happened, but it should be good now. So if there's going to be a donation right now, you should see the message coming up again. And you should hear it as well. I actually quite like it. It sounds like a cowbell that's been distorted, actually. Somebody was asking something about these sounds, right? Let's see. Do you worry about the pitch of these additional layers, or do you just brutally high-pass them and not worry about the pitch? Kind of depends on the sound, I guess. Usually I just do it by ear, and as long as it sounds good, it is good, pretty much. Every now and then I would maybe go in and actually try and find out the pitch and see if it's in the right, if it's in tune, but most of the time I just really don't bother and I just high pass it, or, you know, just pitch it up and down by ear just to find out what works.
Riggedy, riggedy, wreck, son!
Thanks for the follow, Ram Jam Sam Music. That's a mouthful. I mean, that sound could work. Not sure though. Nice. There's a lot of weird sounds in here. Let's put one of these rises in here. Let's see what we can do with that. So I'm just gonna take that first one. And these are pretty long actually, so I could probably just take this. I kind of like want to hear what it sounds like if I put a little riser at the end that leads into the back into the start. Let's see, is that impact sound on? Yeah, I'm just gonna turn it off for now. Don't smoke vape, smoke enchies? I'm not sure what enchies are. I know something else I can smoke, but I'm not sure what an enchie is. The snare is killing you. I actually like the snare quite a lot, actually. I think it's a pretty cool snare. It needs maybe a layer, maybe an acoustic layer to it. Actually, let's do that right now. And it's pretty hot out here. It's been getting a much better weather out here in the Netherlands, but the downside of that is that the studio tends to get pretty hot as well. But I'm glad it's better weather now. Spring has finally started. Let's see, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna add a addictive drums here, and let's just give the snare a little bit of an extra layer. I just like these ringing acoustic snares on top of my my main snare. Like, I do that a lot lately, and it really makes the drum stand out, I guess. So let's see. Let's go with the funk ones here. Let's try those, because we are making Neurofunk. Let's try one of these funk ones. I quite like that one. Let's start with this one. I'll just make a MIDI clip here. Let's find a snare. Actually, what I'm gonna do, what are you doing here? This kit is really strange. Anyway, I'm just gonna go to the to one of the default ones. Let's just let's just go with that one. Unlink that. Yes, Cyrus. I'm from the Netherlands. Let's take the sense off the effects ones, so that we don't get any reverb on top of it. That one is really metallic. That one's quite strange as well. Something in the weed. I guess, yeah. That might be it. I'll take this one. I'll just freeze this. Let's flatten it. Come on. Always, you know, Addictive Drums really slows down every project that I put it in. I always try to put things to audio as quick as possible. So, let's put a compressor on here and compress it quite a bit. So that is what we're adding right now. Might want to take out that low end that's in there. I do want to keep that frequency in, because that really adds to the tail of the sound. But I mean, from that to it's a little better. I like the high pitched one more. Yeah, that's better. Make them a bit shorter. I was getting a little bit of that white noise, and that sounded a little bit weird when played with the bass line. So I'm just shortening them so that they are the same length, or pretty much the same length as the other snare sample. Now it doesn't really sound like two separate layers anymore. It really starts to sound like one layer. And that's kind of like what you want. I'll put on a soft clipper here, saturated with soft clipping turned on, so that we're not going to go above 0 dB. So it's actually just going to chop it off, and I can always increase the drive here if I want. But on this one, I'm not even going to do it. We're already peaking over 0 dB on this one, so this is just going to take care that we're not going to go over it. I can maybe take a little boost right here at 200 Hertz, which is the fundamental frequency of the snare. Just give it a slight boost. That would just help to make it a little bit stronger. Do you ever resample the two snare layers to one file, or just leave it as two layers the whole track? That completely depends. Actually, the main snare that you hear right here, that is already a snare that's made up out of multiple layers. So that's actually a snare that I designed quite a while ago, and that is already done in a similar way like this. So I'm already using separate layers, compressing and processing those together, and then I saved them to my sample folder. I've actually got a few of them here. You can't see the browser, but you can hear the samples. So I'm just making samples quite often, actually. There's probably more. Quite a lot here, actually. So those can all be layers, or can all be used to create new snares with. See, so it's just a matter of making yourself, well, I guess your own samples. Yeah, the acoustic layer definitely works. Make it a little quieter, but it's still really adding something to the snare. Yeah, definitely. And the pitch bend bug is back again. God damn it. I wished that they fixed it, but it looks to be like it's a harder issue to fix than you would think it would be.
See, I'm a playboy.
Yeah?
You go, girl.
Thanks, Petter. Thanks a lot for the donation. How much? €5. Thanks a lot. I will use these donations to make the videos better. Usually I use my donations to buy myself some new plugins or buy myself some new gear. Last time I got some donations, I bought myself these pop filters for the mic, which are pretty good because I was using this mic before. And I was getting these pops for my voice, so I just bought myself a pack of those. And I just buy stuff every now and then, you know, like sample packs or stuff like that. So, and with those, I can make the videos and the content better that I do. So, you know, you guys are supporting my channel that way. So, thanks a lot. Medic back at it again. Yes, he's back at it again. Or not, is he? Is Medic Petter? Oh yeah, I guess he is, or not. Anyway, I forgot. Let's see what pitch I want this one. Oh, you are Medic, yeah, right. Yeah, I see so many names. I see so many names come by in the chat that every now and then I just forget. And, I mean, last time you donated with actually your name Medic, so I was like, I'm not entirely sure if it is Medic, but like a renegade master. For the ill behavior. Let's see, what pitch should I have this one in? Because it's a riser, it's a noise riser, but it definitely has a tone. Let's try out one of these other ones in here, see how these sound.
See, I'm a playboy.
Make some funny noises.
Yes, boy. We'll make some funny noises. We'll do that. What do you want? 10 euros. Man. I'll buy some new vape juice, I guess. Chris had a barbecue. Now I want to have a barbecue. Shot for the sick content, homie. Super inspiring. Later. Later, man. Later. Tanner Mitchell. Thanks for being here. I guess I'll just high pass this riser. Just do that, I guess. And I'm gonna take that warping off. Let's see, snare ends right here. Not sure if I like this one, but recording. Anyhow, yeah, I'm not really liking that one, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. So I really like those kind of rises, the really unnerving ones. Let's take this one actually. I can also extend it so that it continues all the way to here. I mean, that one kind of works. So many people from my Discord community in the chat right now. Oh my god. Make a track with that, Medic. Here, Medic, I'll make you a noise riser. So what happens if I put a high pass filter on here? Not really. Heh. It actually sounds pretty dope as well. Use a phone beep there. Phone beep. Do I have a phone beep? Well, phone beep should be pretty easy to make, but let me search for phone.
cell phone, cell phone, cell phone, cell phone, cell phone.
Where was it? Just listen to Crysis 3 soundtracks, can just recommend. I'll check them out after the stream. I'm always interested in hearing soundtracks and stuff like that. Right. The fuck was that?
Stay away from.
That's almost like the Wooloo sound that you guys used from my other stream. Just a little different. No phone sounds that I'm gonna use. Your call cannot be received at this time. Oh, did Hans Zimmer make the soundtracks? That's nice. Hans Zimmer always has epic stuff, so... You know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna take the bass line. So that is... Yeah, I'm gonna take that bass line. So I'm just gonna make a audio track here. And I'll set the input to bass. Let's set that to record. Let's record this bass line. So now we have the bass. I can actually raise this with 8 decibels because the group is turned down with 8 decibels. Let's put this in a granulator and let's just go crazy with that, and let's just try and make some interesting stuff with that. Max for Life, instrument, granulator 2. I'm not sure if it will actually turn out nice, but we can always try. So let's take that sample and drag it in here. And let's create some notes. Yeah, I'll actually just take these MIDI notes, I think. No, I'll just create some new MIDI notes for this. Sorry, boys. Okay, so now we have some notes. Okay, let's see. I haven't used this one in a while. Release is gonna go all the way down. Sustain is gonna go up. Still getting quite a bit of release. Oh wait, I should do it right here. That's better. Okay, I'm gonna map some stuff to macro knobs right now. Or, well, I'm gonna map them to my MIDI keyboard. Let's see, I'll use the grain, the file position, spray, yeah, spray can be nice. Scan, I'll turn that on. I'll use the time. Curve, curve not so much. Curve is not that interesting. Let's see, we have a spread here, I think. Yeah, spread. That's pretty cool. Let's go into the other one here. Let's turn the FM on. I'll assign that to a macro and the FM amount. Yeah, that'll be it. So let's see. Let's map that to a macro. We're all gonna map that to knobs on my MIDI controller here. It's just like that. Damn, that's loud. Oh yeah, sorry. Hey Artifacts, now that you've put that long recording into Granulator, what layers are you looking to create? Backing bass sounds or just entirely different paths or synths? No idea. That's pretty much, whenever I use granular synthesis, I have no clue what I'm gonna make. I'm just gonna play around, experiment, and see what comes out of it. That's pretty much what I'll do. So now I've got all these, so I can change settings on the fly. Let me bring this up. Let's see, grain spread is gonna go up a little bit. Yeah, we can use that. I'm gonna create another MIDI clip here though, with just one long G note. So that's just gonna be there, and so that we can do some other stuff with that. So now let me create another audio track that is gonna record the output of this one. So I'm going to set this to input to 38, which is the other track. Let's arm that one. Now let's just start playing this back. I'm just gonna tweak stuff and just go crazy, pretty much. Yeah, you don't have to switch back to the Discord. Pretty much everybody's here, I guess. So yeah, let's let's do some stuff. Let's see what comes out of here. So I'm actually gonna take my MIDI controller and move it over here, and don't bump over my drink. So let me take this one in front of me so it's a little bit easier to move everything around. There we go. That will probably be enough. Damn, that's a long file. Anyway, we do have quite a bit of stuff now. Not sure how much of it will actually be usable, but That sounds weird. Here I was doing the FM stuff. Yeah, I can definitely use some of these sounds as steps. You're damn right. Like this one, for instance. There's a lot of them actually that can be used as steps. Usually I would just take a very short part of this, put it somewhere. Let's say right here in the end, right? That's where we have a gap. I would just take that sample, take one that's the length of that particular section, and just loop this so that we can hear what's going on here. And I might want to make this a bit louder. And now I can just go in here and just take this and just scrub it around. I'm holding Alt on my keyboard, by the way. I'm not sure what that is on Mac. Probably an Option key or Command. No, probably Option. Now I'm just gonna go and find a bit that works. That's a weird one. Oh my god. Sorry for that one. We have a lot of stuff turned on here. Actually, that worked. Please save this stream in your playlist. Yes, I will. I'm gonna try and post the other stream from last week as well. I'm gonna try and post it on my channel later tonight or tomorrow. This one I'll probably try and post tomorrow. The other one I'll try and post that tonight after the stream is done. I'll just make a thumbnail real quick and post it. If you guys want to see this stream when it's not posted yet, go to my Discord server, check out the announcements tab, and there you can always find a link to the latest stream, even when I haven't posted it on my channel yet. So you can always watch it back, even though I'm lazy and you are just eagerly waiting for the new episode. Try to leave the high end only for these steps. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This one actually sounds nice. I think if I distort this one, distort it pretty heavily, it could actually sound pretty dope. Let's see. Let's just let's take Blue Cat Destructor. Yeah, it probably needs a stable tone for the sub, or maybe not even sub. Maybe I'll just high pass this one, so it's more like a lead step or something like that. This is probably gonna be loud. Oh my god, that sound actually works. It's gonna be fun. I mean, it kind of works. I'll play around with that distortion. That was loud. Let's take some preset. It sounds like a fart bit crushed. Yeah, maybe. I believe you heard the new Matthews album. Yes, I did. I actually bought it. Well, actually, I stayed up all night listening to the release party, listening to the live stream, and I pretty much bought it right after the live stream. I was pretty amazed by it. I had heard a few of the tracks, but I hadn't heard all of them, and during the release party, I was kind of amazed by the quality of the tracks, to be honest. Martin did a great job on the album. So, yeah, I just bought it right after the EP, and I can see it being some inspiration. I actually have the tracks from his EP right here as well in my reference tracks. So you can see I pretty much just chucked the entire album in here. And there's some other reference tracks in here that just some tracks that I like, that I've been enjoying lately. But yeah, the Matthew stuff I really like his stuff, especially the last album. So yeah, it's just there, mostly for mixing reference though. So not really like taking you know, sound design stuff from him or stuff, not really grabbing anything from his tracks, just there to compare, you know. So when I'm making a track, like right now, I'm not really gonna bother with referencing to other tracks. Right now, I'm just in an experimental phase, trying to make stuff that sounds relatively interesting. But when you've got something that sounds cool, and you've got a groove that works, and you've got, like, I don't know, maybe 16 bars or 32 bars of drop, maybe you've got a build-up already, maybe a little part of an intro or a breakdown, and that would be a good moment to start referencing to other tracks to see what your track lacks compared to theirs. You know, that's really how you should use reference tracks. So I just have them in there, and I think the latest Mafia's album is great for referencing, because yeah, I would say in the genre he is quite up there at the moment, together with guys like Noisia, Black Sun Empire. You know, those guys are always good to use as reference tracks, but I would say the latest Mafia's album is a good one as well. In the Discord, you're having very sophisticated discussions about cartoons. Really? What are you guys talking about? Let me check. You're talking about American Dad. American Dad and Family Guy. Hey, if you guys want to talk about cartoons, that's fine. Yeah, the Destructor plugin is pretty cool. It's a pretty great distortion plugin, actually. Has quite a lot of different distortion types. And it's pretty interesting. You can do quite a lot of stuff with it. You have the pre-EQ right here, and the post-EQ. You've got your gate and a compressor right here. And yeah, you've got all those different ones. Now, you can also, let's see, you can dive in here. You can even change the way they look, which is completely irrelevant to the sound. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But if I want, I can make it look like something different. Or, let's say I want to give it wood with vintage knobs. What do we want? Dark wood and gold? Yeah, let's do that. So you can just completely change it. Not that it matters. It's not gonna change the sound, but at least not that I found out. I think it just sounds exactly the same. But it's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun plugin. There's some interesting categories here. You've got your bass guitars. Probably sound a little bit heavier. Or not. Maybe we should not use a bass guitar but a regular guitar though. Crunch. Let's do some crunch. No, I did not send this in the Discord community. Well, I might send like we might talked about it. That's something we did. I didn't send a link or something like that, because it's not a free plugin. I'm not sure on this sound if it actually works. Like, I would probably want to high pass this sound anyway, because it's more like a lead sound. Probably want to distort it first and then high pass it afterwards. I've got drive as well. I mean, let's just do that and let's put a high pass after it and see what happens. It sounds like a weird sound. It is a weird sound, but... And it just works, so I'm just gonna leave it in there. And I might even want to layer another granular thing right on top of here. So I'm just gonna take another part. I'm just gonna put it right here. I'm just gonna give it a fade in and a fade out. Just gonna do something like this. So that's what we picked right now. Sounds pretty weird. I can go in and just yeah, find a different section. So this will help adding some more high frequencies to that part as well. Now, I might want to do this on a different layer though, without the distortion. Because the distortion really is there, because this sound is pretty weak without any distortion. It just makes it sound a bit better. I'm gonna duplicate this track though. I'll do that, and I'll get rid of these plugins. And I'll add a high pass to this though, so that we don't have the sub. And now I can just go and take any part of this file pretty much that works. And I can even, I can even maybe replace this part with this one. That's also something we can do, like the part that we stretched. I mean, that sounds interesting. It sounds kind of interesting, but it might be even more interesting to use one of the granular bits right there. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a copy of this, so that I still have it. And I'm gonna take this one. I can probably do this. No, I cannot do that. I'll just take this clip, make it the same width. I'll just drop it right here. Give it some fade. Like that. I mean, see that now we're talking. Now we can make a really sick edit out of this, because now we have this huge granular file, right? That we can just scroll through. Oh, don't want to stretch it. I want to scroll through, not in that one, this one. We have that huge file. We can just take any part here. And just find something that sounds nice. But you should always keep in mind that you pick the right one. See, that works actually. Sounds pretty cool. Man, I got an itchy nose. Dubkiller official sends me a SoundCloud link. Show how to make a bass like 2 minutes 48 seconds if you know, please. Yeah, I'm not gonna play that right now. I think that is actually a released track. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So I'm not gonna play that on the stream, but I'll keep the tab open and I'll see if I know how to make that sound. Would be even better if you can link it in the Discord server, so that I can find it back. Just post a message in the Discord server with the link and the time of the bass that you want to know how to make, and I'll check it out. And if I know it, I can always do a tutorial video about it. I'm not going to play a release track on my stream because I might get copyrighted or something like that. Which I don't want. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but so I'll just do that. Just post it in the Discord community and I'll check it out after the stream. So if anybody of you wants to be part of that Discord community, check out the link below the stream. It's a place where we talk about music production, especially drum and bass, but other genres as well. We had great fun last week during the Matthews release party, a lot of us in the Discord community were actually hanging out, watching the live stream of the show, which was great fun, and we were just having a chat in our server about it, which is fun. You know, it's great to talk about the actual tracks. Similar stuff has happened in the past during the Ultra Festival, and sometimes there's some other festivals, especially the ones that have a live stream, because then we can watch the live stream and talk during it. I remember Ultra Festival, which one was it? It was the one where Skrillex performed on, where Skrillex ended the party pretty much. That was 2016, I think. I'm not sure, but that one was epic. The Discord server just completely blew up that day. I'm not even sure. Maybe it was even still on Skype back then. No, I don't think so. I think we were already on Discord, but or maybe not. Maybe it was Skype. Yeah, actually I think it was the Skype chat back then. But it was going crazy. Like, everybody was, the chat on the Skype chat was going almost quicker than the Ultra chat itself, which was absolutely insane. So yeah, if you want to be part of that community and just hang out and talk about music production, show your tracks, get some feedback, help other people with feedback, then check out the link and join. Would be great to see you guys there. I'm always there after the stream. So when I'm done streaming, I usually go down, grab something to eat and something to drink, and then I'll be back in the Discord community to answer some questions. So I really like that sound on the end. It just fucking works. It's absolutely great. I really should do a lot more with granular synthesis, because you always come up with these weird, unexpected sounds that just somehow work. And I find that it's these sounds that are usually the hardest to recreate. Like, there's a lot of tracks actually, like Neurofunk tracks, and a lot of people send me messages about, could you make a sound like this, or could you make a bass sound like that, or could you make that weird lead sound that you can hear at this track right there. And a lot of times I listen to the sound and I'm like, you know, sometimes it's like a basic sound, like a Reese bass or anything like that, and then it's pretty simple to recreate. It's just a matter of tweaking endlessly until you have it as close as you want to the original. But sometimes it's a sound that just proves itself to be so difficult to recreate, and then it's usually just a small little part from a much longer resampled file. I can tell you that, like, a lot of drum and bass guys, a lot of, not just drum and bass, but, you know, like the halftime stuff as well, resampling is such a great tool, because you can take a relatively simple sound, throw it through some granular processing, or even just through some regular processing, stretch it up, and just do some crazy weird shit that you would never do otherwise. Like throw on a delay, filter it afterwards, distort the crap out of it, then just take the whole thing, stretch it out, reverse it, put a reverb on it, bounce that to audio and reverse it back, and you'll get some crazy shit that you probably never would have come up with otherwise. And that's why resampling is so powerful, because it will create these interesting sounds. And this is just one of them. I mean, without it, just listen to how empty that end sound. See, it just misses something, and we have the riser right there, but if I take that one out, it's gonna be even more empty. See, and with that sound, I think with that sound, and not have the riser, and I think it will just pretty much fill it up. See, it just works, but with the riser, it kind of makes it a little better, because the riser kind of blends in with that sound as well. So that really works. Hey man, when you create Reese bases, do you cut the sub frequencies and create a separate sub bass layer, or do you use the sub bass as it is after the sound design? I usually try to keep my sub bass within the sound as much as I can. So usually I'll make a bass and I'll just make sure that the sub bass is mono, either with a mid-side EQ or by using the utility of device from the Ableton devices, and just using the bass mono switch here, which will turn everything below this frequency to mono. I'll usually do that just to make sure that the bass is nice and consistent, and if there's too much volume movement in the sub bass area going on because of that, because that could happen if you have if you make a Reese out of saw waves and you want to use the sub that's part of that Reese, then when you sum that to mono, because that sub is not created by one oscillator, if you use just saw waves and they're detuned from each other, then that sub is created by multiple oscillators that are actually slightly detuned from each other. So when you make that sub bass mono, you will actually get volume movement as well. And that is going to be because these waves of the sub bass cancel each other out, and when they cancel each other out, you get a quieter volume. So you will see a volume movement going on as well. So you might actually not get a consistent sub that way. There's two things you could do in that instance, and that is one, removing the sub and placing a clean sub underneath it, a clean sine wave. That's one way to do it. Or you can split it up into frequency bands, or use a multiband compressor, and just compress the sub bass pretty heavily so that you bring that level up and make it more consistent. So you're pretty much like what I usually do when I'm making bass sounds and resampling stuff. I compress it pretty hard to kind of make this block of sound. But I'm not really doing it because I'm not trying to over compress stuff. I'm actually compressing it very hard, but I'm doing it so that I have a consistent level. And then I can always sidechain to make room for the drums. It's just that that consistent level really helps to get the energy of these tracks across. And yeah, you kind of just want to do that a lot. And you can do that to specific frequency bands as well. So if you have a sub that moves all over the place in terms of volume, just compress it very heavily and you most likely will be able to use that sub. And the greatest thing about that is, when you use the sub that's part of the bass that you made, that sub will move along with the movement in the sound. And that is, to me, so much better than having a clean sub. I find that a lot of times when you have a clean sine wave sub, it just feels very basic. It just doesn't, it feels uninteresting. And when you use the sub that's part of the sound, yeah, it just makes it sound so much better. And for this one, there we have the pitch bend bug again. I mean, for this one right now, it's already moving all over the place in terms of pitch, in terms of movement. So creating a separate sub for this would, first of all, be very difficult. It would probably be quite a lot of work, and to get it to sound right would probably take you quite a bit of time. And I don't want to do that, so why would you, if you can just use the sub that's in the sound? And if it's too loud, just make it quieter with an EQ. If it's too quiet, just make it louder. That's just... And yeah, multiband compression can be really helpful if you wanna tame the sub, you know? If you have like a sound that's made up out of different frequency bands and you have like the sub and the sub is just all over the place, multiband dynamics or multiband compression can really help in that instance, to tame those things out. Same thing counts for high frequencies. Like if you filter a Reese quite heavily and you're using, let's say, a bandpass filter and you're moving it up to somewhere in the mid frequencies, but in some places you go up a little bit higher so you get some more high frequencies, but the movement might sound nice, but you might remove quite a bit of the actual high frequencies, and that makes the bass sound less crispy. Well, you can then take, or less crunchy, or whatever you want to call it, and then you can take a multiband compressor and just compress those high frequencies so it brings them back up, kind of like what OTT is doing, except OTT applies it to pretty much your entire patch, so it applies it to the high frequencies, the mids, and also to the sub. But you can do what an OTT compressor does, the preset OTT. You can do the same thing with any multiband compressor, and then you can even do it specific to just a specific frequency band, and that's really great. Especially in Neurofunk, a lot of that stuff is very helpful. Please show how you made the Serum patch of this bass. Sure. Sure. It's this one. That's what we started with. That's what we made this entire bass line from. And actually all the parts that you hear are from that particular first thing. Even this one. Even that one comes from there. But yeah, it's... That's pretty much what we started with. So, I can quickly show it again. Without the effects. So yeah, it's actually a very simple patch. It's just a square wave with a pretty high resonance on the bandpass, and that's pretty much it. Running through some distortion, a phaser here on the filter, and yeah, it's some pretty basic stuff actually. There's not really that much going on. You can see right here on the modulation matrix, that's actually all the stuff that I'm modulating. So this is the main LFO. So without any movement, we just get that. And then the first LFO does this. And then we have a second LFO doing that. And then we have one more LFO, which is moving the phaser around. But yeah, that's just it. It's just a really simple patch actually. Little bit of EQ to this one is actually there to take care of the sub. So this is actually making the sub mono. As you can see, it's set to mid-side mode, and in the side channel I'm making a high pass just to get rid of the sub in the side. So from here on the sub is mono. Then another EQ which really does a drastic change to the sound. I'm boosting the mid frequencies and I'm completely, well, almost completely removing the sub. But I'm doing that because I'm distorting it quite heavily with isotope trash afterwards. And the sub was triggering the distortion very hard. And I don't want that. So that's what that does. Makes it very loud. Sorry if that was too loud. And then I have another EQ. Just taking out some mid frequencies. You hear that a lot in Neurofunk. A lot of the bass sounds have these scooped out mids, I guess. Just adds to the sound. A lot of times you'll see people using notch filters in this region as well, or in the high frequencies, because that gives that additional notch, additional neuro-y kind of sound. But yeah, that's just it. It's just a really simple patch, to be honest. Like, I'm not even using like a wavetable. I'm just using a square wave. I'm not even doing any crazy stuff with the wavetable itself. And to be honest, it by itself, it doesn't sound that complicated and doesn't sound that interesting right now. I mean, it's a good starting point, but it's not there yet, and that's why you take that file and just start running it through a whole bunch of other stuff. Now this is quite loud because it's running through the same stuff. I'm not sure, but it's running through some processing, I think, but yeah. So yeah, that's just how it was made. And the end beep is great. Yeah, I completely agree. So I'm not too sure about this section. So I'll just try and find something else. I'm actually just gonna do this, so I'm just gonna end with this one. And now I'm gonna find a part that works. Works kind of. I should be taking this part actually. I've been using the wrong part all this time. I've been using the one that I threw into the granulizer. I should be using this one, the granulized one. Make that a little bit louder. Yeah, now we're talking. Machine gun bass. We found another one. That's another one of the same kind of things. Oh my god, another one. We found another one, boys. This one works as well, I think. Yeah, that one works as well. I'm actually gonna take this one and put it right there so that I don't lose it. How does it sound with the distortion? I mean, it actually works, this one. That one is pretty cool as well. I like those stretched kind of things, especially on the end of a phrase. Kind of sounds pretty interesting if you do stuff like that. And that stuff is pretty hard to recreate. Like, and that's why I use resampling so much. It's just, I mean, if you would hear that in a track, you're gonna be like, how do you recreate that? You know, like, where would you even start? And That's why resampling is so great, because you can come up with such unexpected results. Got a hi-hat as well. Not really a fan of that. I think actually this whole groove, and there we have the pitch bend bug again. I think with a groove like this, I probably wouldn't even use that much hi-hats to begin with. I think a lot of the percussion in the groove like this would just be weird blips and weird percussion hits, and not really use that much hi-hats. Like I would probably use a faster shaker for this second section, but other than that I don't really think I would use too much hi-hats in this one. Because that, I think it actually just sounds pretty fine the way it is right now. I could try and see if I have some shakers. Let me just search for shaker. And let's see what we get. See, not even the shaker works. Is there anything you can do with this genre at like 100 or 140 beats per minute? Of course you can. Of course you can. Something I do every now and then when I'm making drum and bass is just taking a track like this. So I've got this track right here set to resampling, and I can just record whatever runs through this. So I can just record this whole bit. It looks pretty weird right now. I think it's... Yeah, oh, Sonarworks is turned on all this time. Well, that's why you guys might hear things a little bit different. Sonarworks was turned on, and it probably, yeah, was turned on for my speakers. So even I was hearing stuff weird. Let's see how this sounds without. It's probably gonna sound really bad. That's loud. That was also why everything was so quiet. Let's bring that doll down a bit in volume, and let's bring this one down a bit as well. Brace yourself, boys, it might be a little bit loud, but there we go. So now we don't have Sonarworks going on, and that's how it's supposed to sound for you guys, at least. You guys were hearing the the calibrated version, and it was actually, I see it from the recording, see? I can see that the left channel has a lot more bass than the right channel, and that way I knew, like, oh, it's probably the correction for my speakers, because my left speaker simply outputs less bass than my right speaker, and that's because of the reflections in my room. It actually outputs the same level of bass frequencies, but the reflections in my room cancel the frequencies from the left speaker out a little bit, so I hear less bass from my left speaker. So Sonarworks compensates for that, and you can see that it actually, well, it either makes the bass louder in the left speaker or it reduces the bass in the right speaker, either one of the two. But you can see it's a little bit asymmetrical. You can just see that the left channel is louder overall, and this one has higher peaks. But that way I knew that something was odd. Anyway, let's record this entire part, and let's just try something out. So now we have this entire thing as audio. Let me check if you guys can actually hear this. If I play this back. Yes, you can. Okay, good. Because this track is now bypassing the master track. So I always have a resampling track inside my project file when I'm making music. The reason for that is because I want to be able to record whatever I'm making just so that I can look at the waveform. So that I can zoom in and look at it and just see, like, what do the transients look like? What does the sub-bass level look like? And especially if you're starting to limit stuff and start to really make things loud, looking at the waveform can tell you a lot. And that's why I always have a track like this in here, but also to try out interesting things. Just, for instance, let's say you want to hear what this particular thing would sound like in breakbeat tempo. Roughly about 140 to 150 beats per minute. You can do that. Unwarp this. And let's just drop the pitch down a couple of semitones so that we don't lose any quality. It might sound a little bit low pitched, but you can at least hear what the groove will sound like on a slower tempo. So let's move it down 5 semitones. It might be very low pitched now, but let's try it out. So you can actually get a feeling of what this would sound like on, let's say, I don't know what this is, probably close to 120 or something like that, maybe. But you can hear how it sounds on slower tempos. This would be in the key of E right now. So it's not even that low. I mean, if we go to -4, that would bring it closer to breakbeat. And now we are in the key of D sharp, so it could actually still work. I think it's a little bit too low for this particular bass. But But you know, that stuff I do every now and then just to check, you know, what it sounds like on a different tempo. And if you don't want to, you know, if you really want to hear what it sounds like on a particular tempo, like let's say 140, no, you don't have to do that. You do this, and then you just change the project tempo to 140, and that would give you an idea. Now it's going to stretch it though. So it's going to sound really bad, but it at least would give you a little bit of an idea. But I just use that track to see what I have. So if I start limiting stuff, like right now I'm not really doing too much limiting, I guess. It's probably not even doing any limiting. See, it's not doing any limiting, but let's say I boost this up to 8. It's starting to do a little bit of limiting now. I've got this other one. But right now it's starting to do some limiting. Let's boost it up to 9. And now I can record the same thing again. And now I can actually, you can easily see what that does to the waveform. So now, if we zoom in, we can start to see what this looks like. So for instance, I can still see that the sub bass and the bass in general is too quiet compared to the drums. Like if we compare it to, let's just take one of the Noisia tracks. Let's compare it to that. I'm not going to play it, I'm just going to show you. So we'll take a deeper track from the Matthews album. Just look at that. So if I zoom in, see how loud that is? See that the bass, the sub bass, is pretty much always touching 0 dB all the time. So that's how you can compare stuff, see? And if you compare that to my version here, you can see that the sub is significantly quieter than the drum sound. So this would be a snare. You can see that it just peaks at 0, but the sub bass does not. For most of it, at least. So that tells me I should definitely compress the bass even more, just to get that same amount of loudness. Probably want to compress the entire track. I mean, this is not a... I'm comparing a master track to a non-master track right now, but that gives you a little bit of an idea, like why you would want to do something like that. And this is even a deeper track from the Matthews album. This is not even a heavier track. I mean... If we go for Muskox, which is a heavier track, you can see the same thing. So even though it's a deeper track, you can see how loud that sub frequency is. And that's why analyzing and referencing can be very important to find stuff out like that. So let me turn the little beep sound back on. That little gap in the drums really works right there. I might want to make it a little longer. Let's see. Let's extend it to here. A quarter note hat. Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try that right now. And I'll use Addictive Drums for it, because I think the hats and addictive drums are pretty nice. They have a really nice acoustic tone to it. And it's great because it gives you a more live sounding hi-hat pattern. Makes it sound less static. For a lot of sounds in drum and bass, kicks and snares and percussion stuff, I usually want to have the exact same sound every time it plays back. But for hi-hats, I don't really like that. On hi-hats, I really like that live sounding feeling. Same for cymbals, by the way. So for cymbals and hi-hats, I usually go for addictive drums. Just because it gives you a bit more of a realistic kind of feeling. So let's make a MIDI track, and let's just make some hi-hats here. Where are they? You can just hear that not every hit sounds exactly the same. Just gives it a little bit of groove already, and that's pretty nice. How do you make different rhythms with basses? Do you use several different patches or use LFO patterns? Completely depends on what sounds interesting. Like I said this earlier in the stream, I really don't care too much about how I make a sound. I just pay close attention to what I hear, and whenever something starts to sound interesting, I know I'm on the right path, and it doesn't really matter how I get there. Like, I can get to the end result by using a sample and just tweaking that, or just resampling it, but I can maybe get an interesting result with synthesis as well. It doesn't really matter. A lot of times I feel like, and I'm guilty of this as well, back in the day I was always focused too much on trying to recreate what other people were doing. Like, I was hearing Noisia tracks, I was hearing Skrillex and stuff, and I was always trying to copy what these other artists were doing, and it's only been like the last 2 years or so that I pretty much stopped doing that, and just really started focusing more on just experimenting for myself and try and develop a sound. And then when you are doing stuff, and when you're producing something, or when you're doing sound design, just pay very close attention to your ears. Just listen very closely, because ultimately what you're doing all the time is just you do something, that thing that you do has a particular result, that result will affect the sound, and then you respond to what happens. That's all you do when you're making music. You're just constantly solving problems and solving issues, and you know, trying to find something that works in a particular area, and that might introduce a new problem that you have to fix. But as long as you don't pay close attention to your ears and to what happens, you're never really gonna progress, I guess. I really started progressing a lot more and a lot quicker when I stopped focusing on trying to replicate or recreate what other people were doing, and when I started focusing more on what I was doing. And yeah, ever since I started thinking a little bit different when it comes to this, I really started progressing a lot quicker. If I compare, like, a lot of you guys actually remember, right? Last year, the end of last year, I already started working on my Neurofunk EP. I still have the projects, but I probably will never finish those tracks, because if I open them up right now, they sound so shit compared to what I'm making right now, which is only a couple of months later. So in the last few months, I've progressed so much that I don't really like the older projects from a couple of months ago. So those projects all got scratched pretty much, and I'm just working on new stuff. I might finish those other ones at some point, but I just progressed a lot in the last few months, and that, you know, that is that has an effect on what I want to put on my EP. And right now, I don't think those older projects are gonna cut it, pretty much. I really like this hi-hat, by the way. Really nice sounding hi-hat. The pitch bend bug. Fucking hell, man. I'm so glad when they figure out how to stop this one. It's really annoying. I mean, it's easy to work around it. Just go make a clip like this, open up the pitch bend, and just create a really... Just go in here and just create a really short pitch drop at the start of your clip. Just something like that. Really short. And that will make sure that when the pitch is up, or when the pitch bend bug will happen, it will always reset it at the start. And now I can just copy this over and it should still sound, well, pretty much the same. See, I'm not sure about that hi-hat. I'm not sure if I actually want to have a hi-hat in this particular track. Maybe I wanna, maybe I'll just sidechain the hi-hat so that you only really hear it. Oh, actually the sidechaining is turned off. If I turn that on, it'll sound a bit cleaner as well. Let's try out a little bit of sidechaining on the hi-hat. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure if I like a hi-hat here. Yeah, I'm not sure about that addictive drums layer, so I'll just not use it for now. I can always, I feel like stuff like that, cymbals and hats, is just stuff like, it's all there to just fill up the groove, and I usually get a better feeling for what I want to add in that particular part of the track when I pretty much have a good part done, especially for this one, because the groove of the bass is so weird. Like, the groove of the bass is pretty strange. Right? So I guess that groove will also affect the hi-hat pattern a lot, and I think for this one it could actually work very well if we just use some more percussive kind of things. Not really hi-hats, but just use other weird percussion sounds. Yeah, the FM cowbell or whatever it is. I mean, I'm not even sure what it is, but it sounds pretty interesting actually. I think that sound could actually work. I'm gonna play this one right now, and I'm gonna take a little break because I need to go to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be back in just a few seconds. A bit of fresh air in here. Hope it cools down a bit. So I said just a little bit of fresh air in here. I opened up the window a bit because it's getting a little bit hot out here. Those reference tunes are mastered though. Yes, I know. So that's why I already said that. Even though they're mastered, you can still get a great look on what you should improve on your track. Like, I pretty much mix and master as I go. So when I'm done producing a track, it's pretty much done. And I'll usually bounce all the... when I'm done with a track, the mix down is pretty much done and the mastering is usually alright. What I'll do then is usually take off all the... just turn off all the effects on the master and then bounce out all the stems. So then I'll usually take the entire drums group and just bounce that to audio. Take the entire bass group, bounce that to audio. Same for all the other groups, and then just throw that into a new project. And then I'll just do the final master, where I'll usually put some more, a little bit more thought into the actual master, and that's where I really go in and do very subtle changes. Because I mix and master as I go, I can get a pretty good look on what my things looks or sounds like, even when it's not mastered yet. So, and that's just because I master as I go. So it's really, you know, when you look at my, let's say what I would normally do is take the bass right here, and I would go onto the bass group, put a glue compressor on here, and take this like that, take the threshold all the way down, makeup gain all the way up,